Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay's Apparel, and today I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew a fitted short with side zip. So let's get started. So here I was done drafting out the basic bodies and I forgot to turn on my camera. I actually turned on my camera, I didn't know it was unpaused. So let me go all over again to explain this. So first I came out by 2" for the band. I came out by 2". So when I was done with that, from where you've seen the tape, that's like the 2" out for the band. I used that to determine my hip line. That's from the waistline. The first line there is my waistline. So from my waistline to my hip line, then from my waistline to my crotch line. That is the first line you're going to be drafting out after your waistline, then from my waistline to the length of the shorts. So why my short is this long is I don't like wearing a short that is too much, like too very, very, very short. I like it when my short is few inches above my knee level. So I came out by 1" from the folded part. It was on fold. So I came out by 1". After I was done coming out by 1". I came out by 1.5" from my waistline. Then I traced it to my hip line. That is what I did there. I took my waist measurement divided by 4 and I gave 1" allowance. That's for the dart. Then I went ahead to take my hip measurement divided by 4. There was no allowance there. Then I took my waistline to my crotch line. I was only trying to confirm if I have the correct crotch line. Of course, it was my exact crotch line. So after I did that, I went ahead to take my crotch measurement. That's the lap measurement divided by 2. Your round lap measurement divided by 2, and I gave it 2" allowance for his. As you can see, the short is not so fitted. At least it is free. I like it when my short is free and not too tight. Then I went ahead to take my lap measurement divided by 2. I took that measurement all the way down to my knee level. So when I was done, I took half inch from the down part of the short to where my hip line is, and I didn't include that for the waistline because my waist and my hip line is not the same. I needed that slope. So I went ahead to check again for all my measurements. I determined the midpoint to get my dart. So for the front dart, I came down by 4" for the front dart. So when I was cutting out, I gave 0.4" on the upper part. That's the part where I'll be joining the band to. So I didn't want something that maybe after cutting out, I won't have the measurement I needed. So when I was done with the front piece, I went ahead to place my fabric on fold again so I could achieve my back piece. So the only difference between the front and the back piece is the 1.5" you're going to be placing on your measurement. Just that. Every other part you just trace it like so. So that was the 1" we came down from the crotch line as a slope for the front. So I'm replacing the 1" back. After I was done replacing the 1" I went ahead to give 1.5" allowance from my crotch line. You've seen the front line, the front crotch line and the back crotch line are supposed to be on the same line. So pay attention, look closely, pay attention to what I'm doing. I just gave it 1.5" all the way down to the length of my shorts, and I go ahead to place it that way. So I'll go ahead to round my tape around the crotch line to be sure that I have my exact crotch both for the front and the back piece. So after I rounded, I had 22. So if you remember, my band is a 2-inch band. So you add 4 to this, you have 26 inches, which is my exact crotch line. So I was on the safe side. I'll just go ahead to cut out the piece, the back piece. So after cutting out, I took out the front piece, and this is the back piece. I placed it on my waist line to determine the midpoint where I'll be having my dart. So I came down with 5.5 inch for the back dart. Remember, the back dart is always longer than the front dart. The front dart I came down by 4 inch, and the back one I'm coming down by 5.5 inches. So I'm cutting directly on the fabric, so I had to notch that part. So after I was done, I went ahead to cut out my pocket. So for this, I unfold. I had 8 inches, 8 by 11, 8 for the width and 11 for the depth. When you open it up, you have 16. So this is just perfect for your short. Unfold, it was 8, and when you open it up, you have 16 inches. So when I was done, I carried up one part of it. I carried out one part, just one part of it. Remember not to cut across the two parts. So I came in by 2 inches. You can decide to come in by 1.5 inches. It all depends on you. Then I came down by 7, and I sloped it just the way you've seen. You can decide to also come down by 8. The choice is yours. But this was just a perfect fit for me. So after I was done cutting out that one piece, I placed it right side facing each other to cut the other side of the pocket. For the other part, the front pocket, it has 2 parts. So I kept it right side facing each other to cut it out. Why I did this was to avoid me cutting on the same sides. You understand? Just like you've seen how it turned out, right? This is just perfect to avoid that error. So after that, you keep it just like you've seen me to trace it out. You to trace that part. That's for the front piece. This is almost like the easiest method of cutting out your pocket. Yes, very easy to cut out your pocket. So I'll go ahead to pin that down. That is the area which I'll be sewing. Please, if you're new to my channel, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. So this is what it looks like after I was done attaching the pockets, just exactly the way I showed in the video. And this is after I was also done holding the dart. This is what the front piece looks like. So I'll just go ahead to do same for the back piece. So this is how you're going to be joining your shorts. For the front short, you go ahead to take in 0.4 inches and you sew it along that way, just like that. It's as simple as that. So I took it to my machine and I was done sewing that part down. So I did same thing for the back piece. Now I have to take my measurements. I placed it right side facing each other to take my measurements. As you can see, the back piece too, I went ahead to take my dart measurement and the front piece as well. So please look at this video very carefully. There is no way after watching this video you'll be able to make a fitted pants for yourself. So I went ahead to join those lines together. So this is the outcome of it. This is what it looks like after joining the front and the back piece together. So I'll go ahead to take my round waist measurement so as to cut out my band. So I was just rounding the tape around my waist to cut out my band. So I took 5 inches for my band. I'll be needing 4 inches, so I just took 5 inches so that I'll fold in half of an inch on both sides. So after attaching it, I'll have my perfect 2 inch for my band. You already know how to cut this out. It's very simple. You go ahead to fold in by half on both sides, and that's all for this video. So if you're new to my channel, please do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. So this is the outcome of the shorts. Hope you like it and hope you'll be trying this out too. See you in my next